All right. So it is Thursday, the 12th day of October 2023. Good evening and welcome to Newswatch on Hope TV, the station where you look and live. You're just on time. Okay. It is Thursday, the 12th day of October 2023. Good evening and welcome to Newswatch on Hope TV, the station where you look and live. You're just on time for our 9 p.m. news. I'm Tess Njenga and our sign language interpreter is Boniface Mureithi. Let's kick off. The Environment and Land Court has dismissed a petition by Law Society of Kenya LSK challenging the lifting of ban on genetically modified organisms GMO foods. Justice Oscar Angote dismissed the case, stating that the country has put in place a robust biosafety regulatory framework with inbuilt structures which must be met before they consider the use of GMOs. The LSK, I beg your pardon, has challenged the lifting of the ban, which was made through a cabinet dispatch on October 3rd last year, lifting the 10-year ban. The judge added that the Biosafety Act stipulates the National Biosafety Authority, in close collaboration with the Department of Public Health, safeguards the health of consumers through food safety and quality control, surveillance, prevention, and control of foodborne diseases. Now, Interior Cabinet Secretary Professor Kithure Kindiki now says that the supremacy power struggle between the Inspector General of Police and the National Police Commission has been resolved. Appearing before the National Assembly Security Committee, Kindiki said the two offices have agreed to carry out their duties as set out in the Constitution. The two clashed earlier this year after the NPSC gazetted job openings in the service, of which the IG told the police to keep off, stating that they should wait for communication from his office. The fight then morphed into a supremacy battle, with the IG believing that he should be able to exercise control over the service.
The IG is independent, but the Cabinet Secretary may lawfully give directives to the Inspector General on policy matters. His powers and functions include implementing policy decisions, coordinate all police operations, recommend to the Commission and county policing authorities the distribution and deployment of officers. Now, what I was talking about, the input of the IG in recruitment, promotions, transfers, has been captured in this section 10 because it says recommend to the Commission. Recommend to the Commission the distribution and deployment of officers above the rank of superintendent. In my view, because it's an armed agency, the junior ranks up to inspector, it should be the IG to make a decision, of course with the concurrence of the commission, when there is a delegated instrument, an instrument of delegation. Above the rank, from superintendent and above, the recommendation is done to the commission by the IG for approval or lack thereof by the commission.
President William Ruto has said the government is ramping up security operations in Turkana County and its environs to combat climate cattle rustling. I beg your pardon, I meant cattle rustling. The president said the government will deploy National Police Reserve to help police officers manage the security of the region. He added that 3 new sub-counties, that is Suguta, Lokiriama and Aro, will be established and operationalized within 90 days. The president made the remarks today during the Turkana Cultural and Tourism Festival that brought together members of the community from South Sudan, Uganda and Ethiopia. President Ruto also said the government is putting in place a framework that will protect and promote Kenya's traditions, as cultural assets will be instrumental in enhancing cohesion and stimulating economic growth.
Sub-county ya pale Suguta, sub-county ya Aro na sub-county ya Lokiriama. Hizo sub-counties 3 wameniuliza wanataka zianzishwe, na tayari mimi nataka niwaambie watu wa hapa county ya Turkana ya kwamba ndani ya siku 90, 90 days, all those 3 sub-counties will be operational. Ili kutusaidia kusahihisha mambo ya usalama. Waziri Kindiki atakuwa hapa next week kupanga hiyo maneno. Na vile vile jambo la pili, tumekubaliana ya kwamba wale askari tumelete hapa North Rift wa kushughulika mambo ya usalama. Wakora tumewatoa kule Baringo, tumewatoa kule Elgeyo Marakwet. Tunasikia wakora hawa wamehamia hapa Turkana. Hawa wakora ambao tumewafukuza kutoka sehemu ingine, tunasikia wamehamia hapa Kapedo. Ati iko shida na Dome, ati iko shida Katilia, ati iko shida na Boyetum. Hawa wakora wote mimi nataka nimwambie rais amesema mambo yao ni matatu.
Kenya is set for a royal visit by King Charles III and Queen Camilla starting Tuesday, 31st October to Friday, 3rd November 2023 to celebrate the warm relationship between the two countries and the strong and dynamic partnership they continue to forge. The visit is at the invitation of President Ruto and comes as Kenya prepares to celebrate 60 years of independence from British rule. His Majesty's first visit to a Commonwealth nation as king is therefore to the country in which Queen Elizabeth II's reign began, having ascended to the throne in Kenya in February 1952. During the visit, the king will acknowledge the more painful aspects of the UK and Kenya's shared history, including the emergency between 1952 and 1960. He will also attend to an event to celebrate the life and work of the Nobel laureate, the late Professor Wangari Maathai, together with Wangari's daughter Wanjira Maathai. The King and Queen's program will celebrate the close links between the British and Kenyan people in areas such as creative arts, technology, enterprise, education, and innovation, among other numerous activities.
Neil and myself are honored to bring to the attention of the country and the international community the forthcoming visit of His Majesty King Charles III and Her Majesty Queen Camilla to the Republic of Kenya.
The visit will also acknowledge the painful aspects of the UK and Kenya's shared history, including the emergency between 1952 and 1960. His Majesty will take time during the visit to deepen his understanding of the wrongs suffered in this period by the people of Kenya. His Majesty will also attend a reception focused on Kenya's young people and future leaders across development, trade, media, the creative arts, and environmental conservation. Their Majesties will visit a Commonwealth War Graves Commission cemetery, joining British and Kenyan military personnel in an act of remembrance, before hearing about the Commission's work to ensure that all those who supported Britain's efforts in both World Wars are properly commemorated.
Roads and Transport Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen has lauded the pace of the ongoing rehabilitation and expansion of Kerenga Airstrip in Kericho, saying it will be completed well in time for the Mashujaa Day celebrations. He said infrastructure is an enabler of development and that his ministry will do all it can to open up Kenya for investment. The Cabinet Secretary spoke when he assessed the ongoing work at the airstrip that will cater for guests arriving for the Mashujaa Day celebrations to be held at Kericho Green Stadium on October 20th. Murkomen said the government intends to upgrade the airstrip into a fully fledged airport within the next 2 years.
We really want to appreciate the good gesture that you have extended to us as a county. I remember when I came to your office and we had this debate. For me, it looked like it was a very huge task, and I thought that it was going to take us some time, at least to have even one single landing. But yesterday, I was here at hand to receive the First Lady and also to ensure that she has lifted. And I went back a very happy man to realize that in history of our time, we have had two planes actually, one on a tri-test, and then the second one for the First Lady yesterday, who lifted without any hindrance yesterday. And this is a testimony of how your ministry is so committed towards the agenda of Kenya Kwanza. As the county government and the county governments as a whole, we commit Waziri Kipchumba that we'll continue to hold your hand, we'll continue to partner together with the national government to ensure that what we promise as Kenya Kwanza is delivered to our people.
So as we even look forward to 20th, and like you said also, there has been a robust debate on social media. And we want to thank every citizen of Kericho County, because such debate is what holds leaders accountable. And it is very important. Now that you see there is something that is going on in our country, we want to appreciate, continue critiquing, continue also having that robust debate. Like Waziri did say, in the next 2 years, we will have this county will have an airport. It will be a game changer in our country, and we want to appreciate that.
This airstrip, our plan is to, as I said earlier, what you've seen has been done by the team here to the gravel standard is 1.2 kilometers. This airport airstrip at the moment can actually comfortably carry planes with between 30 to 37 people landing and taking off. But this being a higher altitude, we want for maximum utilization of this facility to extend it by another 800 meters to 2 kilometers.
Well, on that note, let us take a break on Newswatch tonight. Don't go too far. We have plenty more coming up.
I've actually been trying to find a balance. It's been really tough and hectic, but everyone says once you get a hang of it, it becomes better, and I don't know, but I'm hoping to find a balance soon because it's really been hectic. But you've been in the job industry for a long time, so I think you would know better. Single.
Huh? What time is it? I need to catch up on Leadership Forum. Did they have a radio here? Never mind. I brought my own.
No way. You can't be serious. Wait, Why do you have a radio and you can just catch up with the shows on Hope FM podcast?
Really? Even Meet of the Word?
I mean, you can find them on whatever platform, name it. AfriPods, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, you name it.
But I'm not subscribed on any of them.
So no worries. You can just check out the latest episodes on hopemediakenya.org.
You can now listen to select Hope FM programs on your favorite podcast streaming platform or directly on our website, www.hopemediakenya.org. Listen and live.
The Asian community in Kenya has been nationally recognized as the 44th tribe of the people of this great nation.
For me, God is real in Christianity. I talk to Him, He talks to me. I fail, He forgives me.
When I first read the first book of Genesis, it gave me an orderly sense of accounts of creation. Day 1 is what He does. Day 2, He creates this. Day 3.
Every third Thursday of the month, we bring you Asia Testify,
where we will be listening to life-transforming stories of Asian believers who have walked with the Lord. Only here on Hope TV. Look and live.
Welcome back. The spouse of the Deputy President, Pastor Dorcas Rigathi, now says that her office is collaborating with the judiciary to ensure that children who are petty offenders will not serve terms in prison. In her speech during the groundbreaking ceremony for the Rehabilitation and Wellness Center in Rumuruti Ward, Laikipia County, she said such underage petty offenders caught smoking bang should instead be taken to a detention center for rehabilitation. She added that as absorption of a detention center in Kenya's penal system will be a collaboration of the judiciary, county and national governments. Pastor Dorcas has in the past decried the congestion in Kenya's prisons, which she observed during her visit to Kiambu GK prison months ago. She noted with concern that the petty offenders will be turned into hardcore criminals after being locked up for long periods with the hardcore criminals.
Tunasema hii mambo ya miadarati imeanza kufikia watoto wetu wakiwa wachanga kutoka primary. Siku hizi ukienda kuna watu ambao ni waovu ambao wanauzia watoto wetu madawa zikiwa kwa peremende, zikiwa kwa biskiti, na wanajua wanawaingiza kwa dawa. Wakifika secondary ndio hata wanazidisha zaidi na bangi na mambo mengi. Wakifika university ndio unakuta mambo imebadilika. Sisi wazazi kazi yetu ni kufanya kazi, kusomesha watoto wetu, na wakifika kiwango ingine tunaletewa na sanduku kwenda kuzika. Na hii ndio ninasema ni lazima ikome. Hatuwezi kama wazazi, hata kama jamii, tuwe tuna kazi yetu ni kufanya kazi, kuomba, kujibidiisha. Tunaleta watoto wanaenda shule, na wengine bidii yao ni kuweka vile na kujua vile wataua watoto wetu.
15 zinatosha.
Embu County farmers who endured extensive losses due to a desert locust invasion 4 years ago have today been granted a total compensation of 21.3 million shillings by the World Bank at Talent Academy grounds in Embu town. The compensation, facilitated through the Government Emergency Locust Response Program, targets 120 farmers groups that suffered from the invasion, causing substantial damage to their crops, livestock and pasture. Our reporter Faith Muli has more details.
Embu farmers have today received compensation after desert locust invasion. Speaking while handing over the checks to beneficiaries at Talanta Academy grounds in Embu town, Governor Cecily Mbarire expressed the initiative's purpose to aid farmers in recovering from the several losses caused by the locust invasion. The compensation covers various value chains, including dairy goat rearing, poultry, beekeeping, fodder, and crops such as maize, green grams, and cowpeas.
We are giving checks to 122 groups in different wards across Embu County, a total of 9 wards that are benefiting 122 groups at the grassroots level, and we are giving a total of 21,382,800 Kenya shillings. And the purpose of this money is as follows. Some groups are going to buy seeds to plant, mainly green grams and cowpeas, and this is mainly in the areas of Mwea and Makema, which is the Mwea sub-county. Others are buying, and also in Mumenje ward. And then we have several wards where we are restocking, mainly Gala goats, that is in Mavuria, Kiambere, Evurore, and Mwea. And then we are doing apiary, that is we are providing beehives and other honey harvesting kits, and that is across almost all the wards that I have mentioned. Then others are getting poultry, so we'll be given chicks.
Governor Mbarire emphasized the importance of working closely with the beneficiary groups to ensure effective aggregations of the funds, especially for bulk procurement of animals to benefit from economic of scale. She pledged personal involvement alongside area MCAs to oversee the delivery of procured items, ensuring transparency and accountability.
I will personally, together with the area MCAs, go and deliver these things once they have been procured, so that we can be sure the money has gone where it should go, and that there's real impact on the money and value for the money that we are giving to the farmers.
In addition to the compensation, Governor Mbarire directed that all crop seeds be sourced from Kenya Agriculture and Livestock Research Organization for quality control and productivity, aiming to provide certified seeds that guarantee success for the farmers.
We have agreed that all the seeds must be bought from Karo, formerly Kari, so that we are able to buy certified seeds that we are sure will not fail the farmer.
Makima Ward MCA Philip Nzangi on his pledge to personally observe and monitor what the farmers would be doing so as to make a difference. He also pledged to do a follow-up on the farmers group.
Vile vikundi vina benefit na hii support, Your Excellency, I will personally observe and monitor what they are doing. Ndiposa hii pesa isikuwe ya kwenda kuharibu, ikuwe ni pesa ya kuleta manufaa na kuleta faida katika wadi zetu. So I want to pledge and promise you, ile inaenda Makema, I will personally take responsibility kufuata kila kikundi na kila group what they are doing.
The beneficiary expressed gratitude for the compensation, acknowledging its significance in helping them recover from the devastating losses caused by the locust invasion. They also shared their optimism that the funds would contribute to restocking and revitalizing their agricultural activities, ensuring a sustainable recovery from the challenging aftermath of the locust invasion.
Tumepokea pesa ya kufuga mbuzi na tumepewa cheki ya 1.4, na hiyo cheki ni ya vikundi 6, na tumeona ni vizuri sana, sababu bereni tulikuwa tunalalamika juu ya nzige kutuharibia mashamba na kutuharibia our coffee. Sasa tunaona our governor leo amefanya vizuri sana kwa kutupea cheki ili turudishe mazao kidogo yenye iliharibika.
Mbuzi zilikufa juu ya kukuwa na nyazi, na pia watoto walitoka shule juu ya kukosa chakula. Wengine walienda kutafuta kazi ili wapate chakula.
Reporting for Hope TV Newswatch, I'm Faith Muli.
Thank you, Faith Muli, for that report. To another county, the county of Baringo has launched a 10-year county spatial plan aimed at achieving, amongst others, a food secure and environmentally sustainable society. Speaking when he presided over the official launch of 2020 to 2030 plan at the governor's office grounds in Kabarnet Town on Wednesday, Governor Benjamin Cheboy said the program will help a great deal to plan for residents in all the 7 sub-counties where families are dependent on relief food supplies. Cheboy noted that in the past, the county, which has a population of close to 700,000, lacked a sustainable strategy to support and empower residents economically. The county boss said the region has immense agricultural potential, which, if properly tapped, is able to not only feed the nation but beyond.
The County Government Act of 2012 mandates the creation of a 10-year county spatial plan using geographical information systems for the entire county. This plan acts as a spatial guide for organizing local populations and activities in line with national and county development objectives. The Baringo County Spatial Plan is a GIS-based development framework aimed at helping the county government of Baringo efficiently manage resources and sustainable land use from 2020 to 2030. This county special plan is among the first in the nation. Mulisikia sisi ni namba 10 kulaunch. Sasa sisi tuko na population ya watu 1700 na kuzidi hapo. Kila mtu katika hao watu 1700 lazima atafute kitu ya kukula kila jioni. So lazima tupangie hawa watu. Chakula itapatikana wapi? Upande mwingine wa county inaweza kupanda mahindi kiasi gani? Upande mwingine inaweza kulisha mifugo kiasi gani, kwa sababu kila siku kila mtu anataka kukula mboga, kukula nyama, kukula ugali. Hiyo itatoka wapi? So that is the essence of the spatial plan. We look at the space we have. Tunaweza kukuza mifugo wapi? Tunaweza kukuza mahindi wapi? Tunaweza kukuza kahawa wapi? Ili tukipata hiyo yote, zingine tunaweza kuuza tupate pesa ya kulipia karo ama vitu vingine.
Oboso vile vile rais wetu wa.
To yet another county, it is a sigh of relief for Nginyei residents in Daiga Division, Laikipia East Sub-County, after government pledged to open up all public roads closed by ranchers. In the past week, residents had staged a protest alleging that a section of ranchers had closed down roads in the area, which hindered them to access water in the nearby rivers for livestock and domestic use. The locals also alleged that ranchers had threatened to evict them from their land and be converted into wildlife conservancies. Laikipia East Deputy County Commissioner Patrick Muli, speaking in Nginyei during a public baraza that had brought together residents, county officials and ranchers, said that all public roads that led to the rivers will be opened to ease the locals from the burden of accessing water.
We have rights to our land like you have rights to your land. Ukipata first fika mto, tafadhali respect the land on either side. Tafadhali, so that we can live in harmony. Okay? Because it's true at the moment, hii barabara inaenda kwa cliff. Ni gumu sana kuchota maji. Sasa wakijenga, ukifika, tafadhali respect the land and riparian rights. Tafadhali tusikie secure na nyinyi rafiki yetu. Okay? Na wewe najua mimi ni Suzy Weeks, Honorary Warden, nafanya na KEDAP na Mount Kenya Trust. Ni sisi naweka maji kwa hapo mkoa shule Mgumo.
Tumeweza kuafikiana kwamba hizo barabara zote zitafunguliwa. Kama ni public road yote itafunguliwa by next week. Tumekuwa na viongozi kutoka county government na wameahidi kwamba next week utaweza patikana surveyors watakuja na pia tuwe na grader ya kulima hiyo barabara ndio wananchi waweze kufikia kwa mto kwa urahisi.
Mimi naona kuna suluhisho kwa sababu tayari surveyor amejitokeza na akasema atakuja kwa ground arudishe barabara mahali ilikuwa. Kwa hivyo tuseme mkutano ya leo uko na solution mzuri sana. Na nimeshukuru bwana kamishna, wakati alisikia kuna shida hapa, amekuja na maofisa wote ambao wanahusika. Kwa upande wa security, kwa upande wa conservancy, watu wa KWS walikuwa hapa. Ingawa watu wa KWS tunaona hawa tu kama raia wa kawaida.
Wakati tulilia hii kilio, serikali imekuja hapa na imeamurisha hii mabarabara yote yafunguliwe ndio sisi tupate nafasi ya kwenda kwa mto. Sasa hii mabarabara walikuwa wamefuga hii mabarabara na kusema ati sisi hii area yote ni yao, na sasa wao wamenunua kama vile sisi tumenunua. Sasa kwa siku ya leo tuko na shukrani kwa serikali kwa sababu tunaona serikali haki inatulinda na inatufikiria na inatulinda.
Now, Media for Environment, Science, Health and Agriculture, in partnership with CSE Media Resource Center and Down to Earth, have brought together journalists from all over Africa in a 3-day African Science Journalists Congress at the Ngong Hills Hotel in Nairobi, Kenya. Among the activities included a discussion on the newly launched State of Africa's Environment Report 2023, among other activities. The workshop aims to address key issues in Africa's environmental space, including impacts of climate change, biodiversity and wetlands, sustainable cities, HIV and health pandemic preparedness in Africa.
We want to make sure that they are trained, and training here is two-way. There's what the scientists know that should go to the communities, and there's what the communities know that the scientists are also looking for. So there'll be that transfer of knowledge and skills to the communities, and then after that we're going to be working with them how to do biodiversity monitoring, because they will have understood and they understand their area.
On issues which interest it. So there are millions of things in the environment and development sector which one can work on. But if you notice, we do not work on everything because we just don't have that kind of resources. So it's a coming together of both these aspects, where a particular agency or a particular regulator is, they require a certain kind of expertise, they require a certain kind of skills, and we do have those skills to offer, we do have that guidance to offer, and we just come to that. So most of this work is happening with governments. What we would definitely, welcome is to see if there are any, associations that can be made with the civil society. That is something that we are still exploring. If you notice, almost all of these sectors that we are working in, we are working with governments. But Africa also has a very, very vibrant civil society. We are familiar with it, but we have not really worked with it. Thank you.
My best part about being a Hope FM listener was Hope Through the Night. My radio was always on at night, just worshiping and getting the sermons on the top of every hour, and it really made me a stronger worshiper. It made me a stronger worshiper. My best part about being a Hope FM staff has to be treasure hunt with the boys and girls every Saturday morning, being Auntie Rhoda. Oh, I just loved teaching the children. There's a child who wrote in her composition, she was writing about her family, and she wrote one of her aunties is Auntie Rhoda. I was so happy because I'd never met her, but they knew me as their auntie, and just teaching them in the ways of the Lord. So I really thank God for every moment I spent at Hope FM, and even for now, being impacted as a listener.
Yesu ndiye njia.
Juu ya mwamba huu nitalijenga kanisa langu. Hapa leo hii tuko na msikiti wa Mariamu, msikiti wa Yesu.
Kumbe kuna msikiti wa Yesu.
Ukiandika msikiti wa Yesu Kristo, mwana wa Mariamu, weka injili ndani, hubiria watu injili.
Kitabu ya Yohana inaandikwa 110 AD na Ufunuo Yohana 248 AD.
Na Qur'ani
Mimi nakueleza habari ya Yesu kwanza, ufahamu hiyo kwanza.
Ungana na walimu wa neno wanapochambua masuala tata katika Biblia, wakiyalinganisha na vitabu vingine vya kidini.
Quran imekuja mwaka 600 baada ya Injili.
Yesu ndiye njia.
Biblia inasema pepo la nini? La uaguzi. Pepo la uaguzi maana yake inaweza ikajua wewe nyumbani kwako umetoka saa ngapi. Unajua mapepo yanajua hivi. Kwamba leo ulikula chakula gani.
Kama Bwana Yesu alitumwa kwa wana wa Israeli peke yao, wengine wetu ambao tunamwamini, basi sehemu yetu iko wapi?
Yesu ndiye njia. Kila Jumamosi saa 2 hadi saa 4 ya usiku kwenye runinga uipendayo ya Hope TV.
Welcome back. Now in business, the organizers of the Standard Chartered Nairobi Marathon have announced that they have received over 178 million shillings in support ahead of the pivotal race, which is set to take place on 29th of October 2023. The amount includes support from over 30 partners, the majority of whom have contributed in kind as opposed to cash to facilitate a more vibrant marathon experience for participants. This comes as the iconic marathon commemorates its 20th anniversary. Since inception, more than 270,000 runners have participated in the marathon, and over 750 million shillings has been raised to support various impact initiatives.
Very glad to have about 37 sponsors this year who have raised for the marathon 70 million shillings. That money is both in kind and in cash. We're very excited. This is our 20th edition of the Standard Chartered Nairobi Marathon. In the last 19 editions, we've seen the power of partnerships, and therefore for our sponsors and partners today, a great thank you as we count down to the marathon on the 29th of October.
We are very excited because this means that our agendas are intertwined and that we are working together to leave the environment a better place. I also know that Standard Chartered are working on the Future Makers program, which basically is protecting the good of people, giving economic empowerment to the young people. And this is what we do at Tetra Pak. We protect people. We make sure that we have food available everywhere. It's safe, it's aseptically packed, and that is why you find that a lot of the juices you see and the milk that you find in the supermarket have a shelf life of 6 to 9 months.
And Safaricom sustained over 1.2 million jobs and contributed 909.5 billion shillings into the Kenyan economy in the past financial year. According to the telco's 12th Sustainable Business Report released today, the 909.5 billion shillings added to the Kenyan economy was approximately 15 times greater than the financial profit made during the year. This is attributed to the value created for customers, agents and merchants through M-Pesa, as well as the growth in economic impact created through Safaricom's capital and operational expenditures during the period under review.
It resonates with our unwavering commitment to leveraging technology, our platforms to connect people to people, opportunities and information while we transform lives. This report sets out milestones for becoming a purpose-led technology company. It describes our actions, our opportunities, the challenges in empowering the tech ecosystem in Kenya and beyond.
We recently announced something which is a first of its kind, the 15 billion sustainability-linked loan, which has been showcased across Africa and was announced during the climate summit that we recently had in Kenya. It is the first of its kind and the largest ESG-linked loan facility ever undertaken in this region. This funding will unlock our ability to create more diversified investment, supporting transformative investments in new technologies, in systems, and also in services that allow us to manage our ESG footprint more comprehensively and over the next few years, and actually allows us to meet the commitments that we have made in our sustainability report. We have boldly shared our environmental, social, and governance performance to stakeholders. We set targets, We measure those targets. We ask KPMG to audit independently, and then therefore we then publish them so that everyone can see.
And now in sports, the Kenya Ladies Golf Union Eileen Belcher Amateur Golf Tournament will be held at the Par 72 Sigona Golf Club this coming weekend. The tournament will see over 100 top amateur lady golfers grace the course for a competitive golf outing that is expected to tee off at 6:30 a.m. Seasoned golfer Diana Mbuba, who recently clinched the KLGU Championship at the Royal Nairobi Club, is set to headline the event along with Mercy Nyanchama, Mukami Mungai and other lady golfers. The 16th leg of the KCB East Africa Golf Tour will be held at the Nyali Golf Club on the 4th of next month. The series will then head to Nandi Bears Club, where the grand finale on the 24th of November will be at the Karen Country Club. And KCB RFC head coach Curtis Olago has exhibited confidence ahead of the floodlit rugby tournament set to kick off on October 14th, 2023 at the Impala Club. The Bankers, who are the defending champions, will be out to defend their title as they take on Kenya Harlequin on Saturday evening in the opening round. The team has been bolstered with the additions of props Wilhite Mususi and Nick Okulo, who joined the Thika Road side from Kenya Harlequin and Black Blood, respectively.
I'm feeling excited at the moment. It's my first time playing floodlights in a new club, so obviously I'm feeling excited. The preparations have been good, a bit intense, as you have said. Yeah, they have tried to put in a new way of training, so I think it's a good system. At the moment, we are just ready for the challenge. Yeah, coming in from 7th and having won the title, we are going to take in the same energy into the 15th season.
As defending champions, you obviously have a target on your back. So I think one game at a time, knockout, so you can't afford to snooze. I think we just have to play our structures first. Then, because we've not played them, we've not seen them play. If you're going by the previous season, they were improving as games went by. As for their new signings, should add a bit of oomph into the side. It's just it all comes down to how many games they play together, training as well. You have the Mususi, who's from Queens as well. You have Okulo, Andy Cole, some youngsters who should be good pieces to the board.
And it's a wrap on Newswatch tonight. Thank you for watching. I'm Tess Njenga, and our sign language interpreter is Boniface Mureithi. Till next time, have a good night.